Hey everyone, it's Lauren from B105. The ACM Award nominees have been announced, and what I love about the ACM Awards is that they always throw at least one or two nominees in every category that makes you scratch your head and say, what in the world? They always throw a lot of curveballs at us, and so this round of nominees, no different. I want to go through a few of the major categories, let you know my first thoughts, who I think is going to win, and then I want to hear from you. So why don't we start off with Music Event of the Year? We have Burning Man, Drowns the Whiskey, Everything's Gonna Be All Right, Keeping Score, and Meant to Be. Now, 4 or 5 of those songs have been some of the biggest hits over the past year. And then we have Keeping Score, that's Dan and Shay featuring Kelly Clarkson. That song has not been released to radio, but Dan and Shay have had a huge year. It features Kelly, who everybody loves. The country music industry loves them. So that's kind of the nominee in this category where you go, what? But certainly well-deserved. I think this one is going to go to Meant to Be. Again, that was a huge song. It hasn't won any major awards just yet. And the ACM Awards tend to go with what's trendy, what's more popular. So I think this will be the time that Meant to Be actually takes something home. For Single of the Year, we have Down to the Honky Tonk, Jake Owen, Heaven by Kane Brown, Meant to Be, Most People Are Good, and Tequila. The nominees here that made me scratch my head, Down to the Honky Tonk, and then Kane Brown, Heaven. Those songs haven't scored nominations for anything just yet. They're great songs. I just didn't expect them to make it into this category, but I definitely think just by looking at this, it's going to go to Tequila by Dan and Shay. Album of the Year, more Dan and Shay, their most recent self-titled album. We have Eric Church, Desperate Man, Chris Stapleton from A Room Volume 2, Casey Musgraves, Golden Hour, and Dierks Bentley, The Mountain. I think this is going to Casey Musgraves because she just won the biggest Grammy Award of the night the other day, Album of the Year for Golden Hour. So I think the ACMs might look a little bit foolish if she won that and she didn't win here. But all of these albums, I would be more than thrilled to see take home Album of the Year. For new vocal duo or group of the year, we have High Valley, Lanco, and Runaway June. I definitely think that's going to Lanco. They've had a few radio hits, and they've been around for a little while longer, it seems like. So I'm going to go with them. Plus, they were also nominated in the Group of the Year category, which shows how much the ACM Awards like them. So I'm going with them for that one. And then New Male Artist of the Year, Jimmy Allen, Luke Combs, Jordan Davis, Michael Ray, Mitchell Tenpenny. All of them have had huge hits, but I don't think anyone in this category even comes close to Luke Combs, who also scored another nomination. So yeah, I think that's Luke Combs through and through. He's just pretty unstoppable these days. New Female Artist of the Year, Danielle Bradbury, Lindsay L., Ashley McBride, and Carly Pierce. I would say Carly Pierce or Ashley McBride, but Ashley actually scored another nomination as well. And when that happens, if they score in, a main category and then they score in the newer category, the new artist, then I definitely think it's a slam dunk because if you're getting a new nomination and one with, the heavyweights, that means, that you're pretty loved. So I'm going to go with Ashley McBride and I'm going to go with Luke Combs. For Song of the Year, we have Breakup in the End, Broken Halos, Meant to Be, Space Cowboy, Tequila, and Yours. Yours is the one in this category that kind of makes you go, what? I mean, that's an amazing song, but it didn't really come to my mind when I, thought of Song of the Year, but all of these songs are amazing. I think it's going to go to either Tequila or Space Cowboys. So we will have to wait and see, but all of these, again, I would be pretty happy with most of these winning. Casey, just won a ton of those Grammys. Tequila is a huge song. I love Yours, Breakup in the End, and Broken Halos. So Meant to Be, I wouldn't be mad if it won, but I definitely really love those other songs quite a bit. Group of the Year, Lady A, Lanco, Little Big Town, Midland, Old Dominion. Like I said, Lanco probably going to win that new duo or Group of the Year award just because they're nominated here, but I think it's Old Dominions to take. They're on a roll. They have hit after hit. They just took home a CMA award, so they're killing it. I think that this is definitely their year. Duo of the Year, Brothers Osborne, Dan and Shay, Florida Georgia Line, Low Cash, Maddie and Tay. I'm going Dan and Shay. Awards, do love Brothers Osborne, but I just think Dan and Shay, they've had such an incredible year. They're up for Album of the Year at the ACMs. Tequila's up for a ton of nominations. I just think that they're the ones to beat. Male Artist of the Year, we have Dierks, Luke Combs, Thomas Rhett, Chris Stapleton, Keith Urban. I would love any of these artists to win. It's such a good category this year. Would have loved to see Eric Church in here as well. But I think that it's either Thomas Rhetz or Chris Stapleton because those guys seem to be, the ones to beat. And I think Luke Combs is 100% taking home that New Male Artist of the Year award. So that's going to be where they reward him, or at least that's what I think. Female Artist of the Year, Miranda Lambert, Ashley McBride, Maren Morris, Casey Musgraves, and Carrie Underwood. Ashley McBride, I mean, I love her, but I did not expect her to get into this category. Plus, no Kelsey Ballerini. Kelsey has been nominated for, female vocalist, female artist of the year for the past, 4 or 5 years since she's first started her, career, her rise to stardom. And it is pretty startling that she is not in this category and that Ashley McBride pretty much took her place because we always have Miranda, we always have Carrie, Marion, and Casey. And yeah, no Kelsey, but I think that it could be actually Marin's year, or I think they could give it to Casey as well because Casey scored a bunch of other nominations. I think that this is the year that Miranda and Carrie are dethroned a bit. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, definitely one of the biggest shockers of all the nominations is the fact that Kelsey was not nominated here. And then our last category that we'll go through, entertainer, we have Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, Kenny Chesney, Chris Stapleton, and Keith Urban. No Miranda in there. She's been touring with the Pistol Annies, and so I thought maybe she'd show up here, but as of right now, I'm going to give it to Luke Bryan or Jason Aldean. They've had huge years. So is Keith and Chris and Kenny, but overall, I think Jason and Luke, they've had a ton of radio hits. They're selling out huge stadiums and arenas, and they've just had really big years. So I'm going to give it to either one of those, and then a few other thoughts that I just want to say. Snubs, no Pistol Annies in, group of the year. I think that's probably because they only, come around every so often, but I would have loved to see them there. I would have loved to see Carly Pearson, the female artist of the year. She's, broken out and had such a huge year, a huge few years. So would have loved to see her there. And, I would have loved to see Eric Church get a little bit more love because I just absolutely love him. Definitely think he should have been in the entertainer of the year category. I just saw him for 2 nights in Minneapolis and he was incredible. So those are just a few thoughts off the top of my head. My predictions will probably change as we get closer to the show in April, but let me know your thoughts on the nominees, who you think is going to take home an award come April 7th, and let me know all of your thoughts and more in the comments below.